my god! Wow!
Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Purmeda and this is my team.
Hello guys, my name is Maisria. My name is Melanie Francisca Simanjuntak. My name is Rizka Risagala.
My name is Alvin Nabila.
My name is Atika Rahmasaragi.
Stop it. Get some help.
The role of psycholinguistics in language learning and teaching. Psycholinguistics is an integration of two disciplines, psychology and linguistics. Psychology is the study of mind and behavior. Linguistics is the study of language. So, in general, psycholinguistics can be defined as the study of mind and language. It is concerned with the relationship between the human mind and the language as it examines the process that occur in brain while producing and perceiving language. Psycholinguistics covers three main points. The first is language production, and the second is language perception, and the last is language acquisition. For the first is language production. Language production refers to the process involved in creating and expressing meaning through language. Language perception refers to a process involved in interpreting and understanding both written and spoken language. And the last is language acquisition. Language acquisition refers to the process of acquiring a native or second language. Psycholinguistics has provided numerous theories that explain the 3 points above. The theories have been very useful in the field of language teaching. Some experts use them as the basic theories in developing language teaching methods. It is known as a psycholinguistic approach. Psycholinguistics as the study of the psychology of language is realized in language teaching. It helps to study the psychological factors that are possibly involved in language learning. Psycholinguistics focus on the application of the actual language and communication. It is necessary to make a decision in applying various methods that allow students to easily understanding a language. Psycholinguistic approach views learning as a cognitive individual process happening within the individual and then move to the social dimension. As an approach, there are some methods which were developed based on psycholinguistic theories such as literal method, total cycle response method, and suggestopedia method. These methods apply psycholinguistic principles that how a person acquires his or her mother tongue or first language, and then learn his or her second or third language. It is second language learning, and then perceives a language. It is language perception, and the last is produce language. It is a language production.
Psycholinguistics is simply defined as the study of the relationship between human language and human mind. In short, three important processes are investigated in psycholinguistics. The first, language production, and the second, language comprehension, and the third, language acquisition. From many questions that psycholinguistics attempt to answer, it specially addressed the question, the first, what knowledge of language is needed for us to use language and what cognitive processes are involved in the ordinary use of language. Psycholinguistics has developed rapidly and expanded into several subdisciplines as cited in Chair 2015 below. 1. Theoretical psycholinguistics. It focuses on the theories of language relating to human mental processes in language, such as phonetic, diction, syntax design, discourse, and intonation. 2. Developmental psycholinguistics. It is related to language acquisition, both first language acquisition and second language acquisitions. It examines phonological, semantic, and synthetic acquisition process in stages, gradually and integrated. 3. Social psycholinguistics relate to the social aspect of language, including social identity. 4. Educational psycholinguistics discuss general aspects of formal education at school, including the role of language in teaching reading, teaching proficiency, and improving language ability to express thoughts and feelings. 5. Neuropsycholinguistics focus on the relationship between language, language production, and the human brain. 6. Experimental psycholinguistics cover and experimented in all language production and language activities, language behavior, and language outcome. 7. Applied psycholinguistics concerned with the application of the findings of 6 sub-disciplines of psycholinguistics explained before in certain areas that require it, including psychology, linguistics, language learning, neurology, psychiatry, communication, and literature. Psycholinguistic approach view language and thought as related but completely independent phenomena. In relation to language teaching, developmental psycholinguistics and applied psycholinguistics play significant roles in formulating effective ways of teaching. Psycholinguistic theory cover the language developmental of humans in accordance with human, psychological, and mental development. These theories are considered in designing language teaching programs and material in order to be effective for the second language learners master the target language. Harris and Andika mentioned 3 kinds of language teaching methods which are developed according to psycholinguistic principles. The first, natural method, total psycho-response method, and suggestopedia method.
Furthermore, there are factors that affect the learning process. The journal display several factors that affect language learning, namely intelligence, talents, learning style, personality, intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, culture and status, and age. 1 is intelligence. Intelligence can be keyed to performance or certain tests, especially those related to academic success that affect second language learning intelligence. 2 is talent. Talent is ability to learn quickly, which impact to ease and speed of learning. 3 is learning style, or the way a person approaches and retain information such as visual, oral, and kinesthetic style. 4 is personality. Personality traits such as extroversion, inhibition, anxiety can affect language learning success. And 5 is intrinsic motivation, or motivation from within, usually driven by communicative needs and attitude toward language that impact on the style and acquire proficiency. 6 in extrinsic motivation, or motivation from outside, usually arise from others. This can be seen if the teacher can have a positive impact on motivation by creating an interesting class with clear goals and a positive atmosphere. 7 is culture and status. There is some evidence that students in situations where their own culture has a lower status than that of the culture within their life. 8 is age. Children tend to learn more efficiently due to strong literary skill, while motivation older students can still be successful, be stronger with pronunciation and intonation.
Alright, I would like to about approach in the methods in this journal. The approach in this journal refers more to the theories about the nature of language and language learning, which are the sorts of practice and principles in language teaching. Language approach is an interrelated part, so that this approach offers a model of language competence, where this approach explains how each person acquires language knowledge and makes a statement about the condition that can encourage successful language learning. Method is the main reason of an approach. The method is what helps teacher and student to communicate in class, helps teacher to explain the material, and also helps students to understand and get the material. The method is also influenced by several models of syllabus organization, which are methods that include various procedures and techniques in teaching and learning. This approach is also suitable in curriculum change because as the language curriculum changes, it sometimes has changed or additional vocabulary. This is a process and method so that this journal is very suitable for development in my opinion because the organizer of method have the result, the activities and roles of teacher and student in schools and also the material to be taught. This is proof that methods are key standard for them. I think the language is important to activities in school. Thank you.
Now, we will talk about psycholinguistic approach and for language skills. So, the field of psycholinguistics explores the mental process involved in producing and understanding language, encompassing the four language skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. In learning and teaching, psycholinguistics offers valuable insight and strategies for overcoming intrinsic and extrinsic difficulties in their skills. The first one is listening skills. Teachers can reduce difficulties by selecting familiar topics, limiting new vocabulary, adjusting speech speed, and creating a conducive learning environment. The second one is reading skills. It benefits from a bottom-up approach, focusing on comprehension, and a top-down approach utilizing students' prior knowledge. Authentic materials and engaging content help students connect reading to real-life situations. And the third is writing. Psycholinguistics aids in correcting spelling errors and understanding the root cause of mistakes, such as agraphia. By identifying writing levels, types, and mechanic-like function, teacher can guide students effectively. So the last is speaking skills. These skills are influenced by personality traits like introvert and extrovert, as well as speech disorder with underlying psychological origins. The therapeutic intervention can address these challenges and enhance speaking proficiency. Thank you.
Now we move to language teaching methods of the psycholinguistic approach. An approach in language teaching consists of theories of the nature of language and theories of language learning. Language teaching methods are the concretization of language teaching approach, and these methods can be well understood if their fundamental theories are clearly understood. Fundamental theories in developing language teaching methods are divided into two main theories. The first is the theory of language, and the second is the theory of language learning. There are three fundamental theoretical views in developing language teaching methods. The first is structural theories, the second is functional theories, and the next is interactional theories. Structural theory views language as a system of grammatical units such as phrases, clauses, sentences, and affixes. Functional theories views language from its function as a means of communication, including information, phenomenal, persuasive, and social function. Interactional theory sees language as a means to realize interpersonal relationships and as a performance of social transactions between individuals and society. Each view has different implications for the development of language teaching methods. In addition to the theory of language, the development of language teaching methods is also based on the theory of language learning, which addresses two main questions: what cognitive process are involved in language learning and what conditions are needed to achieve high quality language learning activity. Psycholinguistics has provided clear answers to these two questions and is widely used as a fundamental theory in developing language teaching methods. Some methods developed based on the psycholinguistic approach include the natural methods, total physical response method, and suggestopedia. The first is natural method, developed by Tracy Terrell. This method emphasizes that language learning is a reproduction of the way humans naturally acquire their narrative language. The psycholinguistic principles in these methods include mastering language in natural context, developing communicative competence, prioritizing comprehensions over productions, and following the 5 monitors theory. The first is acquisition learning hypothesis, natural order hypothesis, monitor hypothesis, feedback hypothesis, and effective filter hypothesis. The second is total physically response method, developed by James G. Asher. These methods emphasize the importance of the kinesthetic sensory system in language learning. It prioritizes comprehensions before speech productions, with a focus on the positive correlation between physical movement and students' language achievement. These methods involves give comments that require physical responses, does not typically require homework, and emphasize learning through classroom activities without the need for a dictionary. And the last is Suggestopedia, developed by Georgy Lazanov. This method utilizes a relaxed atmosphere and open, peaceful minds to enhance memory retentions. It includes creating a comfortable classroom environment with dim lighting and classical music, rejecting strict grammar exercise, and presenting materials through long dialogue. The class activities are divided into reviews topics, conditional dialogue, distribution, and relaxing activities. I think this journal overall a deep understanding of both the theory of language and the theory of language learning is crucial in developing effective language teaching methods. I think that's all about this journal.
So that's all our explanation about the article. Thank you for watching, guys.